Coming up on Cook What You Catch, a beautiful spring day on Lake Superior's North Shore. And Randy and a few fishing buddies are hoping that the steelhead are running.
First fish ice cream, huh?
First fish ice cream. You got a deal.
The rivers are running, but are the fish? Then, cooking time.
Kind of tap it down and use those natural
Just
oils or, the stickiness of the fish to help hold that on.
Okay.
Chef Theo's back with a simple recipe for rainbow trout.
There's no bones in it, so dive in.
That's coming up on Cook What You Catch.
Cook What You Catch is brought to you by Cambria Natural Quartz Surfaces. Welcome home.
I've done a lot of fishing in my life, but not much fly fishing, so I was more than just a little excited to head up to Minnesota's North Shore for the annual spring steelhead run. It's been a weird spring, kind of cold, April snow and rainstorms, you name it. And since all that stuff affects when the steelies decide to make their way up the rivers, it wasn't exactly clear how much luck we were going to have. Our first stop, though, the Great Lakes Fly Company in Duluth.
Randy, I'm Davin.
Hey, Davin, how are you?
I'm doing real good.
That's where I met my guide, Davin Brandt, his friend Paula Ehlert, who, by the way, is an expert fly fisher, and was ready to show me a thing or two.
How you doing, man?
And shop owner John Fennell.
Yep.
The first order of business was to figure out just what type of flies we'd be using.
Early in the spring like this, we'll be using the egg patterns. The rivers are pretty high and dirty right now, and these egg patterns with the real bright colors really help out.
You know he's sniffing out pheasant feathers. Let me see that. No, see, we're fishing today. Okay? I know how much you want that bird feather. These are for tying the flies. You cannot have these. No, you can't have those. You have to put those back in the box. Okay? Not for you. Okay? You got it figured out?
Back to business.
It's a very effective fly.
As you can see, after 15 years with the yarn and vise, John's flies are works of art. So I was feeling pretty confident that a fly tying lesson from him would help my chances in the river.
What are you creating now? It looks like a little ball with a red dot in it.
What you try to do is give it a little bit more of a roundish egg look,
Okay.
That makes it look a little bit more presentable to the fish. It also makes it look more presentable to somebody wanting to buy an egg.
I was going to say, I could eat that.
You can definitely see how that red dot just shoots right out there.
Jump right out. And and the water doesn't make those filaments stick together at all, is it?
No.
Sit down. Is this boring for you? He's going to go find a pheasant feather of yours pretty quick here, John.
Now John finished my magic fly, and with that we were headed for the Sucker River just north of Duluth. The beauty and the rush of menacing water hits you first on the North Shore. We're going to fly fish this river for steelhead. Now looking out there, I have no idea how.
What we're going to do... How do you approach a stream like this where it's so...
Well, that's a good question. It's pretty high. There's a lot of good pocket water right down below this hole here is called the Sucker Hole. There's a lot of good pocket water, but since it is so high, it's going to be tough to fish this section. So what we're going to do is we're going to head all the way down to the lake, basically.
Okay.
Fish a couple of spots down there. There's a couple of nice big pockets and holes that should have some fish in it. So we'll start down in there, then we'll work our way back upstream.
So with fly rods in hand, we head closer to Lake Superior. The steelhead come from there with nature's GPS guiding them to the spot of their birth. The idea is to intercept these colorful trout in the spawning run. They're not looking for food, but they will bite a good-looking fly.
2 days ago, it rained, and the water looked like this puddle here.
Everything looked
real
like that.
red, that muddy clay.
Yeah.
And now it's getting back to its natural, more of a root beer color. So the conditions are actually really prime right now.
Great.
Pretty much the first good conditions for the season.
We hit it just right.
Well, now it's just hopefully the fish are going to hit it just right. If you look out in the lake, you can actually see what the difference in color from this particular river and the actual lake.
Oh,
you
that's
can see
beautiful,
all
isn't
that the darkness from the runoff from this river. That's typically what triggers. That water is a lot warmer than Lake Superior, and that's typically what it is that triggers these fish to enter into the rivers to spawn. So we can stand here, we can fish.
A little last-minute fly fluffing and trimming, and it's time to get them wet.
We're just sitting down there hovering, huh?
Yep, that's the slower current is at the bottom of these rivers rather than the top. There's all these fish will be down at the bottom. A lot of these runs that we're going to fish drop really fast, and they're short pools or short runs, and we need to get that fly down quick. And so that's why the main method up here on the North Shore is putting some split shot up above that fly to get that down quick. You don't want to get too much, you want to get enough that when your fly is bouncing along the river, it's actually hitting the bottom. You don't want it dragging the bottom, you want it just to bounce. And what that's going to do is keep that fly right down there in the strike zone. You're going to just kind of drift that thing down, work it down, and kind of swing it up. When you feel it start coming up, let it come up. A lot of steelhead will take it on the swing. As that fly is swinging up and coming, a lot of times they'll grab it right then. So let it come up until it's just below the surface, pick it up, and then do it again. And then if that fly stops, you feel it hit something and stop, set the hook. That could be a fish. Sometimes the bites are really light like that. Most of the times, they're actually pretty aggressive.
And so it went, casting, drifting, casting, drifting.
Randy, did you catch a fish yet?
Nothing yet, folks. Just kind of getting the hang of this.
They say if you don't lose a lot of flies, then you're not doing something right, because you're not on the bottom. Oh, there's my first snag.
We found out pretty fast how hit and miss steelhead fishing can be, and we weren't alone. When these great game fish make their annual spawning run, the banks of rivers and streams all along the northern shores of Lake Superior are lined with anglers hoping to catch a steelie.
Come on, fish.
And not each other.
Uh-oh, what did I catch?
I think you got me.
Oh no, sorry, Randy.
As the rookie out here today, that was probably my fault. A little direction from the lab.
Where's the fish? Where's the fish?
A little encouragement from our guide, Davin.
It's slow. It's the conditions are perfect. This water is really, really good. It's clearing up. If you look down in the shallows, you can actually see the bottom of the river. 2 days ago, you couldn't see it. So these fish can definitely see these flies. It's not an issue. Typically right now, if no one's catching, we actually have a few people fishing down here.
Does the number of fishermen make any difference whatsoever, really?
No. In fact, like this, it's kind of nice to have a few fishermen because with this many people in the water, someone should be catching fish if they're moving through. When the run's on, when you get a run of fish making a burst through the river, someone's hooking a fish.
Okay.
And since no one's getting them, we'll try this spot a little longer and then we'll head upstream. I know there's going to be some fish upstream.
Any luck up there, Paula?
I think it's time for that magic fly.
We may have to buy our fish this time. I don't like to do that, folks, but sometimes.
Hey, not so fast. Davin and Paula have a new plan and a steelhead honey hole for Randy and Mitch. Also coming up on Cook What You Catch, the art of fooling the fish with fancy flies. We head back to the Great Lakes Fly Company where John gives Randy a one-on-one fly tying lesson.
Well, so far the steelhead fishing is being trumped by the sheer beauty on the north shore of Lake Superior. And with a little lull in the action, Paula decides to up the ante on our trip.
Okay, so we have to put a wager on this, Randy.
What's that?
Fish?
First fish?
First fish?
Okay.
What do you want to wager?
Ice cream back in Duluth.
Oh, I like it.
You like that?
I like it.
Seems kind of like an ice cream day.
Definitely an ice cream day.
Hardly seems fair since I am the steelhead newbie, but the stakes are perfect, especially since we could not have ordered a nicer day.
What a gorgeous day.
Absolutely beautiful. This is really not normal in April on the North Shore steelhead.
Yeah, we should tell the folks watching we're late April, which on the North Shore of Minnesota can be brutal. Now, was there a time not too long ago where you could fish up here and just not have any luck at all, and now it's improved to the point where fishermen can come up here on a regular basis and catch steelhead?
Yeah, the success over the last few years has been really good up along the shore. From here all the way up north of Grand Marais. There's people catching fish every river.
For us, just not this one. So we head to another spot. That path leads us to another beautiful North Shore river and new hope that the steelhead can be found further upstream. Now, I'm not good enough with a fly rod to gloat, but our new improved spot proved why casting a fly in the beautiful but tight landscape of the North Shore can hook even the experts.
Oh, bad mojo. Oh, come down now. Saved it, I think. Oh, I broke it off.
You still hung up over there, Paula?
Yeah, that's not the kind of break off that you want.
That's not going to get you an ice cream. I think I can take her if she stays in the tree. What you doing, Mitchie? Oh, good boy. Is that cold? Huh? Is that cold? Where's the fish? Get the fish. Where's the fish? Find a fish. I'm not standing here any longer than I have to. I'm just kind of tossing it upstream. Tossing it upstream, letting it drift down. Water's pretty shallow here, about 2 feet. Little split shot to take it to the bottom. Slow day, folks.